Welcome to Private Label Hero, the blueprint on how to make insane profits from a private label product for your business. So what is a private label product? A private label product or service, also known as a phantom brand, are typically those manufactured or provided by one company under another company's brand. Who sells private label products? Healthcare. They have cosmetics, supplements, medical devices, the fitness industry, private label boot camps, fitness gear, virtual trainers, training tools. You've got the food industry where they've got organic brands and generic brands. Amazon and e-commerce, there's thousands of individuals that find a product and they rebrand it to sell. Cloud storage companies, they just resell other people's products as a wholesale subsidiary. Telecommunications companies, they white label cable, voice, data, and television packages. And then in the marketing world, you've got app developers, SEO, review management, and a lot of software is actually white labeled or private labeled. Finances, investment funds, financial managers, 401ks, all those things can be private label products. There's actually 4 different types of private label companies. There's the large national brand manufacturers that utilize their expertise and excess plant capacity to supply the store brands. There's small, quality manufacturers who specialize in a particular product line or niche, and they concentrate on producing store brands almost exclusively. These companies are often owned by corporations that also produce the national brands. Then there's major retailers and wholesalers that own their own manufacturing facilities and provide store brand products for themselves. And then what we're looking for are regional brand manufacturers that produce private label products for specific markets. Corporations and private label. You've got a lot of corporations that have intermediary stores that often sponsor their own brands, and they find them and these manufacturers with a lot of excess inventory. A lot of times these name brands are being sold under a different brand name, and it's the exact same product. You're just getting it for cheaper. Some of the examples are Walmart, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, Meijer, and Walgreens. A lot of the regional brand manufacturers, this is what we're going to be looking for. This is where we make a lot of our money. They have smaller runs, meaning they make a smaller amount of the product, which allows us to test markets. They have much greater margins because they specifically focus on creating these smaller runs for smaller individuals and businesses. There's no warehousing at these places. They're just manufacturing facilities, and then there's easy fulfillment. And they have OEM and brandable, and we'll go into the differences between OEM and brandable down the road. So why create a private label product? Well, you get to create your own brand. And those brands, you get to sell later on to other companies. You get raving fans for your brand and cultivate a following. And the following is really where you make a lot of your money. You get to sell the same product you're already selling with an even better margin, depending on what type of business you have. You also get to create a better product by modifying an existing one, if you find one that needs modifying. You get to invent a product that maybe you've been thinking about for a long time. You get to sell to other professionals in your industry or niche, and it's relatively easy to create for the amount of returns you can get. And you get to generate a lot of awesome passive extra income. Now, private label products are seeing the highest demand and the fastest innovation ever. And they command a lot higher price per share. I mean, just think of when you go to Whole Foods, a lot of those brands are private labeled. You can innovate faster than national brands because national brands, it takes them so long to pivot to meet market demand. And you get to create supply where demand is underserved. And this is, in all of my years of business, where I've made my most money. And the best part about this is you get to create a great word-of-mouth marketing campaign. And it's easier than ever to market through social media like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now, the big secret why, though, is there's a huge demand for local products. They actually prefer local brands over corporate national brands due to a lack of trust and transparency. As a local brand, you can charge a much higher price for your product due to the trust factor. Some of these examples are local craft beers, Dove versus handmade soap, and then local coffee or artisanal shops. Here's an example. You've got the branded brand on the left, which is Johnson & Johnson's, and then you've got the private label, which is Walmart. A lot of times, this is almost the exact same product, or it is the exact same product. And a lot of times corporations will go to Johnson's and say, can you make, excess for us? If you're not selling enough, can you just make this under our label? And so this happens everywhere, and we're just jumping onto this train. You can do this with any sort of product, from cosmetics to supplements to foam rollers and fitness gear. There's all types of potential out there. So that's an introduction to private label products, and we'll see you on the next